Hi, welcome. This is our weekly reading for September 16th through September 22nd, 2016. Remember, it's a general reading, so see what feels right for you. See which signs, symbols, bells, whistles, messages, energies resonate for you and bring you clarity to what you are wondering, concerned, confused, inquiring, dreaming, and praying about. We're all children of God. We're all psychic. We're not all going through the same thing, so see what feels right for you. It could be one nugget that brings you clarity. It could be the whole reading. It could make sense later. In the end, always use your logic and intuition together to make sound decisions that are based in love for the highest, greatest good of everybody involved in the situation and so on, so we're all uplifted in love. See how it feels for you. Remember, how you ride these energetic waves that come through here is always up to you in the end. Is it your wave? Is it not your wave? Are you waiting for another wave? Preparing for the wave? Crashing into the wave? Riding the wave? Or ignoring the wave? It's always your choice in the end. See how it feels for you. Feel free to make this an interactive video with me if you want to pull some cards for yourself and get some further clarity or personal signs and symbols for this week. All right, thank you guys. I love you. I'll see you in a moment. Scorpio, welcome. This is our weekly reading for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Inquiring for September 16th through the 22nd, 2016. I'm going to start with the Tarot, Illuminati, and let's pull one card for Scorpio. Let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, our higher self, angels and energies of love have for Scorpio. For the highest, greatest good of all, one card for focus, clarity, and understanding the energies of the week for Scorpio. Let's see what we have, Scorpio. One card to bring focus and a base energy into the week. How to ride that energy for us. The Princess of Pentacles. So, I hear like cultivation, abundance, growth, prosperity, like a young bud. That was sort of weird. Like, yeah, I see like cherry blossoms, like really understanding seasons and harvest. So perhaps there's something around, maybe this week you're harvesting a garden, something like that. Or it's time to harvest results of something you've been thinking about, putting time into, putting energy into. I feel like she's the princess that learns. She takes like violin lessons, and then she goes and works in the garden, and then she goes to like a musical rehearsal, and then she comes home and she knits with her grandma. It's a general reading, so this could be a he, but it's somebody who gets physical, who is involved with their environment. It could be an earth sign around you, Scorpio. It could be, I want to say Capricorn, so maybe a Capricorn, but it could also be a Virgo or a Taurus energy. But because it's a princess, there's an allowance in this energy. There's an understanding of seasons that you can't, or understanding how to work with seasons accordingly. So I was just thinking of the kind of like having a, I don't know, like a fig tree or something that is maybe more sensitive in the winter. So you have to protect it and like put plastic and burlap and stuff, or sometimes bring them in your house and like put a fancy light on so they grow and then they bloom again when you can put them outside, depending on where you live, what plant it is, what season it is. You can always adapt to environment if you understand what you're working with, understanding your tools, understanding the elements, having patience. Can't force a flower to grow. You just have to be patient and allow it to grow, allow it to blossom. So I feel like there's something blossoming this week. When I see the cherry blossoms in the background, I go to New York City for like 20 years. I lived on Central Park. So I used to run around the reservoir with my Pomeranian. we were a sight to see, Scorpio. But I used to bring a mini soccer ball, and I had one of those really long leashes. So this must be important. I don't know why this is coming up now, but my Pomeranian had she had like a little heart murmur. So we made sure we exercised and ate green beans and stuff. And she had a little like knee problem when she was young, and it totally went away by us exercising, by her weight staying nice and her staying young and fresh. And so the only way to keep her attention around the reservoir was to bring a ball. Otherwise she'd get sidetracked like a gnat, like, oh, what's that? Oh, squirrel, what's that? What's that? And she was a sprinter. So I just had a ball, and I would just I didn't really run very fast. I sort of scooted along, and I'd kick the ball, and she would run to the ball and do tricks over the ball and wait for the ball and like goalie the ball. And then I'd get to the ball and I'd kick the ball again, and she'd get up to the ball and wait for me to get there. And we would do this around the reservoir. But there's a point of this. The east side of Central Park in New York City, the sun comes up, and the whole east side of the reservoir, or the east side of Central Park, has these gorgeous, gorgeous cherry blossoms that come up for like a week or two. And right when they're about done, the west side blossoms. So you do have this nice cushion of time where you see the early side of the reservoir or the city, and then you go around and you see how the sun moves and how the blossoms change according to where they are, the position, the environment, where they were planted. And I'm not sure if that was too long of a tangent, if that was important, but I feel like it's understanding those seasons, understanding where the sun's moving, so you know where to put something, so something will grow best there. So let's get more clarity on this. All right, let's go to the Thelema Tarot, and let's get more clarity on, I feel like it's a sunrise in this card. And I just see the wheat, like you're ready to show this beautiful golden wheat. All right, let's get more clarity on the Princess of Pentacles. It's also a younger energy, so it's a learning energy. She doesn't know everything yet. He doesn't know everything yet, but there's a studiousness about this person. Like they want to know. They want to know more. They want to know more. Why? Why does that happen? When they figure things out. So maybe you're figuring something out, Scorpio. That has to do with seasons, growing, environment change. Let's see what we have for Scorpio. The Eight of Swords. So, all right, so there's something that you don't see. There's something you're refusing to see. There's something that's not shown clearly to you, but it's up to you to find a different way out, to find a different way to do this, a different way through the door, through the back door instead of the front door instead of the back door. It's when things don't really go right and you don't know what to do. So you just want to fall down in the puddle and cry and just stay there, because that's easier than dealing with the situation at this moment. But you can't cry forever, or that puddle will overwhelm you and, you know, you'll have to swim out. Maybe that's easier. But it's recognizing those emotions. You know, you don't want to push them away. You want to acknowledge them. And these emotions are there to change your mind about something, to bring you back into power about something, to make you feel good again about something. So in this situation, it's usually only you that's keeping you blindfolded. So it's up to you to see the situation different, to think about it differently, to see a different perspective on your situation, why you fell, why you're in the puddle, why you can't see the whole picture, why you don't want to see the whole picture. Maybe it's just time. I feel like there's healing time in this card, but it brings you back to stability. It's things being under the surface, under that puddle, a weird reflection or dark reflection, something you didn't want to see. You know, you scraped your knee, you stubbed your toe, and you know, it's all kind of coming at you at once. You didn't expect to fall, and you were already thinking about what happened to you that day. So you just want to stop. But it's more like stop, breathe, relax, and now stand up. And now look around you, and all of these swords that look like they were keeping you in are really just protecting you. When you stand up, I feel like these swords lift. It's like the veil is lifted. Once you get going, once you start to do something, you can, you know, take your own blindfold off and just walk through. There's nothing keeping you bound here. There's nothing holding you down other than you refusing to get up. So let's go to the Native American Tarot, and let's get a card for Scorpio on the Eight of Swords. It could be somebody else too, Scorpio. It's a general reading, so it's possible that somebody else feels like this around you. They can't see the whole picture. Maybe somebody's waiting to be saved. Maybe it's up to them to get up on their own. Maybe you're there to help them. Maybe you can talk them through something. I feel like they have to get up on their own, but maybe you can say, hey, you know, those swords are just lifted up. Time to open your eyes, time to wake up. Let's go, let's get up and get out of here. So maybe you're a motivation factor in that situation and not in the puddle. Let's see, Scorpio. Here's support. So either you are learning to be your own badass support system in the situation, or you're helping somebody out learn, you know, learn their lessons, understand how it's causing growth, not pain. Well, maybe growth pains. Maybe there's growth pains. Maybe it's like a teenager. You know, it's not always easy to change. It sort of hurts. It's uncomfortable. It doesn't always feel good. You don't want to do it sometimes. None of us do. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's cool. Sometimes it sucks. You know, so let's see. Let's get more clarity for Scorpio. The 10 of, well, this would suck, Scorpio. This is the 10 of Blades. It's ruin. It's just being over it. Done. Something is done here. Something is ending here. I feel like this is the sunrise and this is the sunset. So it's a 10. Good thing is it's done. It is the ending if you allow it to be so. If you want to sit there in the puddle and, I mean, this one is like he has arrows in its back. Maybe you feel stabbed in the back. Somebody else feels stabbed in the back. You didn't see it coming. You didn't hear it. You didn't even recognize it to be something. And now you're just laying there like, how did I not see that? Maybe you're really good at like noticing things and you miss something. And you just don't usually miss, Scorpio. And, you know, somebody just, you know, took a bad shot at you. I would say this is there for you to learn. It's for you to have a new chance, a new start. So you're not doing it this way with all these weird things behind you. It's changing your direction to the sunrise instead of the sunset. It's offering you a new beginning. So let's go to the romance angels. And let's see what we have on the 10 of Blades, 10 of Swords. Maybe you just feel like you've tried so many times. It's just, you don't even want to do it anymore. Like it's just, like I hear like just ruined, sizzled, kaput. I'm hearing like noises, like like weird, like Who Framed Roger Rabbit noises, if you know what that movie is. All right, let's get another card for Scorpio. Yeah, almost like you're in a cartoon, or like things are just like unbelievable, like you're dealing with a cartoon situation. One thing after another keeps happening. I feel like it was there to prepare you for something, to get you ready, to get you to get your like senses on target, on instinct, your instinct going again. Maybe you were just not trusting your instinct for some reason in the past. Now you're wanting to trust it more because you know you're right. Let's get more clarity, Scorpio. I feel like Scorpio, you guys have amazing instinct. Period. You guys are awesome. You just know things without knowing how you know how you know you know. And maybe you're trying to understand how you know those things without seeing it, and that just jumps. So very soon, maybe you'll know. So clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Maybe you didn't know before, Scorpio. Maybe the other person didn't know before. Maybe it took, you know, falling down all the way on the ground to figure out how to get up again, to figure out what you won't do again, to figure out what's good for you, to figure out what you will not tolerate ever again for you. This always comes back to you. It's to give you a big boost, you know, to give you some extra muscle. I feel like there's a teacher situation here. So maybe this isn't you and this is somebody around you still. I feel like in a lot of situations, Scorpio, you're like a protector or a teacher or a support system, and this isn't even you. So if that feels right for you and you feel like this could be someone around you, maybe you're going to be helped and you're helping them, but I feel like this brings it back to you somehow. So you need to know what's good for you in this situation. Maybe somebody was relying on you too much in the past, and now you need to do what's good for you. What is it that you want, Scorpio? What do you think of there? Is it relationship? Is it another chance? Is it just something different? Freedom? Is it honesty? Is it passion? Is it balance? I think for some of you, it's actually a job opportunity, like doing something with somebody else. I feel like some kind, like a couple, like there's two of you, whether that's a business partnership or a romantic relationship that you work together somehow, that you are on tour together, in a band together. Maybe you're working with your family or your wife or your husband, and that's weird because and you have everyday things you go through and you're always with the person that you're with and you have work involved. So there's always that merging of energies all the time around you, and maybe there's maybe that's like intense or something, or I don't know where that came from, but I feel like it's going to be okay. I feel like you're working things out here, but you have to know what's good for you so you're clear with the other person, so you're clear with each other. I feel like clear communication is important. And now I'm actually going to pull another card for Scorpio from the romantic angels. Let's get more clarity on the very soon. Let's see what we have for Scorpio. Deception. Okay, so either you or someone else wasn't really being their true self in a situation. Maybe that's going to change now. Someone is wearing a false mask in this relationship. So I feel like you're just over it. Maybe it's time. Maybe that was you. Maybe you were pretending to be something you weren't. Maybe somebody was trying too hard, you know, really wanting to impress you, Scorpio. Maybe they were trying to impress you and they weren't being completely honest with everything. Maybe they were a little nervous. They're scared, worried they'll lose you. I feel like it's something like that. I feel like fear was involved in this. Like it's not really something horrible. It's just misunderstanding somehow, miscommunicating somehow, and fear about something that's you, that you really love to do, that's your truth, that you want to, that's good for you, what's not good for you. Maybe you weren't clear before, or you always assumed something before, or let's see. All right, Scorpio, let's go to the Angel Tarot. Let's get a card for Scorpio on starting something. I feel like you're starting something different this time. Whether you're ending a relationship with somebody that wasn't working, maybe you weren't yourself in this relationship, and that's not okay with you. Maybe you want to be with somebody you're yourself with. Maybe that was somebody else. Or maybe you're having another chance to like take off your mask and show somebody who you really are, what you can really do. Maybe they didn't see the truth of you before, Scorpio. Maybe they didn't give you a chance before. Maybe that was for protection as well. I must say, maybe if something didn't work out with somebody in the past, that could be divine protection for you so that the right thing comes in. Sometimes we learn something with somebody so we know what's not good. So when that right person, that right opportunity, that right job, that right chance, that right relationship, that right rekindling moment comes, you're ready for it. You're prepared for it. You're not ignoring it, pushing it down, blaming somebody else. You're ignoring something. So things are coming to the surface. Really know what's good for you here. You have to know what's good for you so you can clearly communicate that with others. I feel like you guys are pretty sensitive, Scorpio. You gauge what others like pretty good. And remember, not everybody else is as good as you with like gauging how others are feeling and what they're good at and what works for them kind of thing. So I don't know, maybe that was intense for somebody. And they just like bugged kind of thing. I'm getting a lot of different stories. I know it's a general reading, so just know I'm doing my best for you guys. All right, let's get another card for Scorpio. The Knight of Water. So either it's another water sign around you, or this is you learning to ride these emotions with somebody else in a relationship, or just learning about these emotions, not being afraid of all the times you had to dive deep to understand what's under the surface down there, what kind of monsters are down there. So now you know how to prepare yourself the next time. And I feel like with the Knight of Water, especially in this deck, it's always like coming back up to the surface and having that moment where you're like, ah, and I'm back. So it's somebody sensitive, sexy, romantic, like strong and sexy. I just see like a guy with his shirt off and like play. It doesn't even matter. A guy playing the guitar with a voice could have a beer belly and pretty much still be sexy as a guy with abs. I think most girls might agree. Maybe not all of them, but I think the music thing comes in, and I think men are turned on by sight more than women are. I feel like women are turned on by sound and touch. Maybe that was important. Hence so many strip clubs for men. And when women get married and go on bachelorette, is that what it is? Like a bachelorette party, they generally go out to see men dressed up like women in drag. Not really to like the Chippendales thing so much. So I don't know where that came from or exactly what I just said or if that was important at all. But I do believe in the sound and touch for women and sight for men. But this is a night. It's a general reading. It's you learning to ride these emotions. Man or woman. Somebody romantic, emotional, enthusiastic, and contemplative. It's falling in love, Scorpio. It's wedding proposals. It's really getting excited about something again. It's another chance. It's another chance after anything you've been through to do it a different way, to come to the surface and see it a new way, to be ready to ride that wave this time. It's the need to balance emotions, and it could be an invitation to a social event. So if you're single, I would say if you get a invitation very soon, go. Because perhaps you're going to meet this person, or perhaps this is you and you're going to meet somebody else. I would say just trust yourself with this. You can feel it. Just don't be harsh on others. Perhaps somebody is just holding back a little bit because they're a little nervous and don't know how to open up. I feel like patience is involved here. Not really like, here, like, don't kill the messenger kind of thing. And I'm going to go to the Art of Life, Tarot, Scorpio, and I have two. I'm going to do one from the Art of Life, and I have the Life Purpose here. So let's do two more cards for Scorpio. All right, we have the Two of Wands, Scorpio. So the first step towards getting somewhere, dun, 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 is to decide that you're not going to stay where you are. Sounds pretty simple, right? It's getting up, taking the blindfold off, and getting on out of there if you have to. Perhaps grabbing a friend, getting in the car. Maybe you know where you're going, maybe you don't, but you'll know when you get there. You know, I feel like it's about the journey every step of the way, not thinking about it for too long. It's getting on board with it. I feel like there's a lot of getting on board with stuff this week. It's a J.P. Morgan quote, and it's The Road with Acadius, detail by Roger de la Fresnaye, 1908, Musée de Villa, Paris, Musée Carnavalet, Paris, France. It's like one of those old cars that at some point you paid like $300 for. So I feel like you're getting dressed up, getting yourself together, and moving, you know, doing what you have to do here. I feel like you're moving with yourself, like you're being yourself in this move. You're doing something you want to do here, Scorpio. Wait, hold on. I feel like some of these are the wrong way. Yes, many. All right, so I'm going to pull one more card for Scorpio from the Life Purpose. I feel like when the Two of Wands card comes up, I want to mention as well that it's usually two people working together that work well together. So perhaps this is somebody new, or this is a friend that you can take along for like a road trip, you know, to go do something. I feel like it starts with getting in the car, getting on the train, getting in the cab, getting on your bike, getting out the door. Let's get one more card for Scorpio. So, freedom. I feel like I said that before for Scorpio earlier. Freedom. So, Scorpio, you're free to do what you choose. It's only you holding you back. I just had like, freedom, freedom. So I'll put that below. So, I mean, open your arms and see how much you can do. How much is around you that you can choose to experience today? Who is in your life that you can hug? What is there now that you're not attached to anymore that you can do something you want to do? Where does freedom need to come in your life, and what can you do about it? I hope this is helpful. I love you guys, and I will see you soon.